Okay, so I was thinking today about different ways to teach counting and different ways to teach the divisions of 16th notes within the beat. And I came up with this new method. Maybe it already exists and I just didn't know about it, but I came up with this new method and I thought that I would make a video to share it with my students and share it with others. So I decided to draw on my fingers, like my hand is one beat, and my fingers are the divisions of the 16th notes, as you can see. And if you take each set of two fingers and you tie them together, they now become an eighth note. So if I take these two fingers here, they now become an eighth note. So I have an eighth note, 16th note, and a 16th note. So you'll notice that when I tie them together and they become the eighth note, this second count disappears. We count the first count. So now instead of having one E and A within the beat, our four 16th notes, one E and A, we're now left with one and A. We can still subdivide and go one E and A, but we have one and A. Eighth note, 16th, 16th, one and A. If we tie our second two together, we have a 16th note, an eighth note, and a 16th note. Our second count of that eighth note disappears. So we have one E, A, one E, A. So we still subdivide this count, but it disappears. We don't count it. One E, A. If we tie these two together, we have 16th, 16th, 8th. This count disappears. So we have one E and. We can still subdivide this count, but it is not there. One E and. Let's try that again. So if we tie these two together, this count disappears. So we have one and one and If we tie these two together, we have one E, We have a 16th, 8th, 16th. One E, If we tie these two together and now have 16th, 16th, 8th. One E and. One E and. So now we know which count disappears. If we're trying to figure out, if we have two beats that we're trying to figure out how to count it, how to figure out this difficult 16th pattern, and we now have figured out what count disappears. So let's say we know that the and disappears, and then in our second beat, the E disappears. So let's take those counts away. First, let's figure out that our tempo is going to be 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and so we can feel that in our fingers. Okay, so now we've established that this count disappears, this count disappears. Now, when we count it, we can still feel that tempo in these fingers that we've put down, but we can count 1 E, 2 and 1 E, 2 and I don't know if you can see that I'm still trying to push these down within that tempo that I was doing before, the 1 E and 2 E and but when I'm pushing them down, I'm just squeezing a little bit. So 1 E, 2 and 1 E, 2 and then we can get faster with it once we figured it out. 1 E, 2 and 1 E, 2 and 1 E, 2 and that's how we can figure out a difficult rhythm, a difficult 16th pattern. I hope that helps.